Got to put on my show glasses, right? And let's see if we got some sound, right? Yes, we do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA. We're going to talk about customer cost of acquisition today. Okay, let's get over to the news. Let's see what we got today. Okay, here's a video showing you how you can make your product three-dimensional, or appear three-dimensional. I'm going to be talking about that first. And it's pretty, but it doesn't have any size reference, so I would say it's a poorly conceived photograph, and it's going to be hard to do it any differently, because they also have a video about how they make the videos, and you basically put the product on a turntable and you upload a video of it. You take it, spin it around, and then you can put it in virtual reality. I didn't understand the product right away. I thought that it was it required VR, but it obviously doesn't. And so I looked up what percentage of people have VR headsets, and it was about 20%, which is more than I expected, to be honest. I tried a pretty high performance VR headset now in defense of all of it, I did wear it with a jet fighter flight program, and I know how to fly well enough on simulations that I can, immediately took off, head for the sky, and did a few barrel rolls, and then got it back together, and I felt like throwing up, to be honest. I tried a couple of other software packages. I tried Pokemon Go for a while. My kids couldn't believe I would download it, but I wanted to give it a try. And in the introduction mode, I was pretty good at it, I thought. And then I loaded the real stuff. I went to the first level, and I couldn't catch any of those little demons. And I kept, it is tempting to kind of walk into something. Plus, what killed QR codes back in the day, I remember back when they came out in, let's say, 95 or something. I remember looking at Golf magazine and seeing a QR code on every piece of, on every ad. And it was just like everything had QR codes on it. And it failed. And the main reason it failed is because you had to download a special app to read it. And people didn't, go for the special app. So this has an advantage. It seems as though it has an advantage that it can drop. If your e-commerce platform supports video, then you could drop. It's probably an MP4 or something like that. Anyway, let's get over to how they introduced the product. And this is in Medium.com, which I look at every now and then. How rising cost of customer acquisition cost, CAC, customer acquisition cost, impact e-commerce marketing strategy. Okay, and they say that just the growing popularity of online shopping has made it more competitive and therefore increased customer acquisition. The rising cost of attracting customers are a threat to their sales goals, and additional expenses compel brands to optimize their marketing strategy and find new ways to stay competitive. All true. I really like the beginning of this article. It doesn't have an author attributed to it. I wish it did. Today's merchants lose $29 for every new customer acquired, while in 2013 they lost an average of $9. Right. And I've told you before about my Everything to Go friend who had started his business as a .com furniture company, mainly furniture. And in the beginning, back in the late 90s, it was really easy to get customers with digital, and it was inexpensive because all the rates were low. And within a very short period of time, way before 2013, he found the cost of acquisition going way high in digital, and so he started mailing a catalog, believe it or not. Yes, believe it or not. And now he just keeps mailing more and more and more catalogs. So the other thing that happens, and part of it is because of competition, part of it is because of consumers' ability to turn off tracking on mobile devices. And so, but another thing that's happening is that e-commerce people are focusing more on customer retention, which I would say it's about time. And you can't just email people to death, to get them to repeat buy. You need to give them something of value. And but maintaining customer existing buyers is impossible, according to this article, without customer experience improvement. And so then it goes into this 3D thing that they want to make. They claim it makes shopping in immersive. Okay, and they talked about how it keeps people online longer, on your product page longer. I wanted to get the exact time that they had, but I don't see it in here. I know it's, 38 seconds. The average time on a product page for e-commerce websites was 38 seconds. Yet, according to the research, purchase probability is highest when a person spends around 50 seconds on a product page. Okay, 3D views increase the time a customer spends on a product page by 15 to 40 seconds, meaning it just gets it up into that 50%. So it reaches the desired 50 to 60 second, leading to the highest possible purchase probability. Now, I would suggest that, oops, I'm not showing you the article, but if you look at this image over here, there's no humanity to it. There's no size reference. I can't tell if there's no dimensions at all, nothing. I can't tell if this is 2 inches or it's 5 inches or 6 inches. It could be anything. So just because you get somebody to stare at this doesn't mean you're giving them enough information to order. I always love the studies. Studies show, studies show, right? Okay. So let me get over to so here's the article page. I believe there it is. Okay. So it's got lots of details and lots of information, but I don't buy that just putting a spinning product up is going to really do it for me. Okay. So, but I do think you want to give customers value. And so I would suggest that perhaps print, why you should embrace direct mail, might be the solution. And here's some rewards catalogs, just beautiful. It gives people an interaction with your brand in a way that they can handle at their pace. I did get a copy. Canada Post sent me a copy of their Insight magazine. And as I said in my show, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful magazine. Appetite for Attribution, and it's got a lot of good articles in it. And I'll probably, after I may take it over to the to my meeting, my one-man meeting room down the hall, and take my time with it, as that's what direct mail does. If you want immersive engagement, then mail is your thing, right? Because print media can serve as a key component of a campaign, provides supplemental channel that offers more tangible experience. So which would you rather have, a spinning product on the screen? Maybe. Or, especially if you're focusing on your existing customers, to give them value, you want to send them something that they can digest at their pace. Interest in direct mail is high. People spend an average of 8 minutes opening and reading mail. And I can't even imagine what that would be like. I look through my Land's End catalog every time I get one, and it's just crazy because the products haven't changed in 40 years. I became a Land's End customer, I think, in college, which is the 70s. So, that's getting to be a while ago. And 60% of millennials said mail is more important to them now than it was 3 years ago. This growing interest in mail unlike the growing interest in spinny products, it gives you a chance to capture attention with targeted messages in a medium that customers pay attention to and can understand, and don't have to download a special app or something, and you don't have to retool your entire uh, uh, your entire direct marketing or your e-commerce platform, right? I'm trying to do too many things at once here, and I have another article I wanted to hit and I forgot to load it up. But now I have it loaded up. And here's Keys-Huey's catalog boom, ways a catalog can create skyrocketing sales and profitability. Okay, and this dovetails nicely with this idea that, yes, I agree, cost of acquisition has gone up, and that you should focus more on your customers. But a catalog can create skyrocketing sales and profitability. Okay? And catalog companies are experiencing a powerful and little-known boom. I was talking to the oldest catalog in America just a couple days ago, well, maybe a week or two ago, and the VP of marketing said, we've done really, really well lately, and thank God, right? So anyway, one of the fundamental rules or principles in successful marketing is to give value. Value increases response, value increases profitability, value increases loyalty. Oh, and I do have my latest Land's End catalog. Or at least I have a recent Land's End catalog. And, look at the personal engagement. People enjoying the fall in their jackets and stuff. This is the business to business, and it's really great. And here, so it's showing products with logos on them, showing a great visual hierarchy. I got to call the Land's End creative director. We're connected, and tell him how much I like this site. Look at that, people, which also gives a size reference. It indicates your the place where you can put your logo. It shows you which side you can put it on, where it goes, where it belongs. Marvelous. I mean, you don't need this picture down in the lower right. This little picture down here, but it shows people having fun. Shows people with the different products, wearing the different products. Every now and then I see an apparel catalog that thinks people are so unimportant it trims their heads off. Okay, so most marketers don't give value. Right? Instead, they sell, and the perception to them is that their products are resisting. We have to overcome resistance. I'm not resisting that. I love Land's End. Here's my other one. I think it's over here. Here's my Hammaker Slammer. Here's my other Land's End. Look at this, nice and thick, about 100 pages. I was a little disappointed because it's mostly girls' clothes. Okay, but again, the same. Beautiful visual hierarchy showing the products in use, giving you a size reference, zooming in on key features. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm not telling you if you're in business to copy Land's End. I did have a client do that way back. The president loved Land's End so much he wanted his computer supplies magazine to look like it, or catalog to look like it. And then after about a year, they had me take 2-page spreads and mush them down into one page each, and that made it profitable. Okay, so there's a balance there. You got to have a little bit of sense of that balance. So Super Circuits is a B2B catalog for security professionals, okay, and business owners. Okay, and Craig said there was no value-added information, like we just saw along the side panels and stuff. He added information, valuable information in the sidebars, advertorial product descriptions. So, why this will make you a winner, why this will keep your company safe. He changed it to direct response copy with the you orientation. Why this makes sense for you, why you'll get promoted. In B2B, you got to be a little careful. It isn't so much you'll love the product as your boss will love the product, or your customers that you're giving the imprinted merchandise to will love the product. That, Land's End might cost a little bit more than some no-name generic golf shirt, but the customer knows that it's a value product. Okay, benefits were hidden, only features were presented, so we changed that. Pictures were not relatable, right? What are we talking about? The products were not displayed well or without a human touch. You know, it's hard to get a human touch in there unless you put the person wearing the shoes. They showed a picture of a shoe going around on the turntable on another video, you know, or a person holding the purse. You know, that would be a tough shot. Okay. The offer was weak and violated critical direct marketing rules. Okay. And so they upped the ante and increased it by 30%. And that is possible to do. You know, one of the things that we did, for Cabela's of all places, I noticed that there were a lot of $20 or less orders, a lot of, because they would have a fishing lure that no one else would carry. And so I said to Dick Cabela, you know, you ought to have just a minimum handling charge or something for orders under $25, and that raised the average order size without really changing the response rate. Fantastic. That probably made him more money than the modeling, which they told me made $2.4 million the first drop. Anyway, the personality was weak, right? No personality is typical in business to business, and it's especially typical when a .com decides to go into a catalog, because the .com e-commerce sites have no personality. Anyway, so they amplified the president and integrated it throughout the catalog. I did that in Stanley Tam's B2B plastic catalog, and raised the response rate right off the bat, raised the revenue per piece. The cover was a boring display of features. I told Stanley he should tell people that they could get their products FedExed, and I said, does anybody ever ask for faster shipment? And he said, oh yeah, all the time. And we tell them, no, we can't ship any faster. I said, why can't you? Ask them if they'll pay $30. And if they won't, then it's not that important to them, because FedEx is a lot more expensive than parcel post. And so then he puts a jet on the cover 2 months later. Says, we will ship it FedEx if you want it. It was great. It raised the revenue per piece. Made it clear on the cover. Okay. You know, Land's End has beautiful covers right here. It's got the raincoat, lady in the rain, looking out into the horizon, and shows 3 different products on there, and it's got a 40% off, which I had missed down in the lower right. Sometimes I miss that. Usually they'll send me a postcard too. I mean, they did send me a postcard over here, but I save all my Land's End stuff because it's so great. They did send me a postcard, but it's really for the store. It's $10 off if you spend $50, or $20 for 75 off, which oftentimes a dollar offer will beat a percentage offer. But over on the side, it says you can, if you donate a coat. I got a lot of old coats that still have life in them. You get 50% off a new coat, so I might want a new Land's End parka. I would have liked really that. Let's see. Okay, poor media selection. They did work on the list selects and no segmentation, which we always recommend. For example, manufacturers versus retailers and RFM to start with, and we can go way beyond RFM. We beat RFM by 150%, pretty much on average, in revenue per piece. Anyway, so their response more than tripled, and the average amount of sale also increased, and the catalog was a double award winner. It grew to dominate its sector. So there you go. If I were raising cost per acquisition, I might consider mail. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. Don't like, share. I get a lot of likes. I want some shares. Have a great day. Bye.